We've all been there, playing with our favorite toy and dreaming one day that perhaps we'll be the one driving that police car, ambulance, or fire truck. For some, that dream never dies. These students are among many who have gone before them, trying to keep their dream alive, the dream of becoming a firefighter. The Métis Nation British Columbia Firefighting Preparation Program is a grueling and exhausting 12-week course focused on fitness and education while offering a unique insight into one of the most respected careers in the world.
I always knew that I wanted to be a firefighter. Then I volunteered with Lake Louise Fire Department, then became paid on call, did 2.5 years, and yeah, I had many different jobs, and firefighting, I just knew that's what I'm going to be for the rest of my life.
Quentin Woodward spent 2.5 years in Lake Louise under the wing of his boss, Captain Regis Chevrier, whom he says was a mentor who helped him with his training and being a good citizen. When he left Lake Louise, Quentin traveled north to work in the diamond mines where he operated heavy equipment and carried rebar, which kept him extremely fit. However, deep down was a yearning to go back to what he truly loved.
I was in Revelstoke and I was looking into, because I knew this year that I wanted to join a school and get prepped for becoming a career firefighter. So when I was at the employment center with my counselor, we were going through trying to find some funding, and so we looked under Métis Nation, and there it was. It was on their internet, and so right away I got on the phone and sent my emails out, and yeah, so here I am.
The firefighting preparation program is unique to North America. It aims to give young Métis 19 and over insight into firefighting and prepares them to pursue a career as a professional firefighter in a town or city. Since 2008, the Métis Nation of Alberta has successfully delivered a similar program with resounding success. The idea of opening the doors for more Aboriginal candidates to apply with Edmonton Fire was sparked by Judy Harvey, who's credited with being the first Métis woman professional firefighter in Canada.
In Vermilion, there's a firefighter training school, and that's where I started my career in the fire services. So it was called the Firefighter Emergency Medical Technician Program. Before that, you couldn't just take firefighter training. You had to belong to a fire department in order to be trained as a firefighter. So that was the first time in Canada that training came out.
She joined the Edmonton Fire Commissioner's office as the Aboriginal Liaison Officer, which is where she began working with Chief John Kokatailo, discussing where the gaps are and the need in the fire department. It all led to the development of the M&A Firefighting Preparation Program.
Well, within the Aboriginal community, it's very difficult and a challenge for any of the people to come out of the community and go to these schools. It's pretty intimidating.
Basement fire was one of my worst fires. I wasn't scared, but I was always leery about basements because basements doesn't give you much opportunity to get out. From the 2008 class, we have Michael Hudkins and Brett Sackney that are going to be, well, Michael is already a professional firefighter with Edmonton Fire Rescue Service on his second application attempt, and Brett Sackney is a professional firefighter with Edmonton Fire Rescue on his third application attempt.
A veteran of 30 years with Edmonton Fire Rescue, Chief Kokatailo is credited with training more than 500 Edmonton firefighter recruits and bringing his training methods to the civilian population.
What I've developed actually is a program that goes through all the facets and of the application process on most major departments. That being the application, which is the resume and the cover letter, the aptitude portion, the physical fitness test portion, the interview portion, the station assessment, and then right down to possibly studying for the threshold knowledge test and practical skills test just prior to being hired.
Getting to see the inner workings of a fire hall is an important part of the training. Recruits quickly find out from those on the job that there's more to being a firefighter than fighting fires.
We teach people a lot about kitchen fire safety, and some of it's really basic stuff. How do you put out a fire if it's in a pot? A lot of people, their first reaction is to grab the pot and try and take it outside. My father did that when I was 4 years old, and he had scars on his hand for the rest of his life. Right? So we teach people, all you need to do is that, and the fire will go out. Right? Wear an oven mitt too. Our partnership is based on providing them the fire department's perspective on the job, on the career, and letting them see firsthand what we do so that they have a real understanding of what's involved in being in the fire service and what the career entails. We want to see motivated people getting into the fire service, and we want to see different people from a lot of different cultural backgrounds and get away from maybe the traditional firefighter stereotypes and open the doors to people that normally haven't considered this as a career.
This program is great. It's teaching me, a lot more about discipline, being responsible, being accountable. Everything. You gotta be ready.
A former stuntman, Kelly Labarge, is like many of his Métis colleagues, searching for a direction.
The reality is that, one day I might actually be in that fire hall and have to be ready to go at any moment.
Brian Robinson is focused on his goal that one day he'll be among the team in that fire hall, awaiting a call, waiting to help whenever and wherever possible.
When I was really young, I had the red fire truck like most kids do, so I used to play with that, and the interest was always there, but when I was younger I wasn't really sure, and now I definitely know that this is what I want to do.
Brian says his dad saw the posting for the firefighting preparation program, and his parents knew he was looking for something new aside from being a lifeguard.
I've just always kind of had a little bit of drive in me to kind of pursue something. A big thing is setting goals and figuring out where you want to be, and then it's, like I said, it's nice to have somebody to push you along like my mom kind of did for me, but I think it's really important that you figure out what you want out of life, and you kind of have to set some goals to get there and go for it.
Each potential candidate goes through a detailed interview, and only the top 12 are accepted. And that's when the real work begins. Chief Kokotilo says, if you thought you were in good shape coming into the program, you'll be in the best shape of your life when you leave.
Good job, guys.
Chief Kokotilo stresses, besides being physically fit,
15.
you have to be mentally up for the challenge of serving the public.
Keep going, Vanessa! Paul!
The first thing I mentioned to any of these, my students coming in, is that if you're going to be a career firefighter, who are you serving? You're serving the public, you're serving the community. So look around you, we are in the community. I want you to teach the community with respect because you are serving them. So this has opened their eyes, so to speak, I guess, to the point that they have a different outlook on the way they treat people, how they treat themselves.
The Métis have had nothing in Canada so far, so this is a first, and we already have candidates that are working on career departments, so that's wonderful to see.
Also teaches you to have your head up high and to walk proud, and being a role model within the community, and putting your time into your community. I think, it makes you proud, and I think as young people and seeing that, it will help them.
And the firefighting preparation program is unique in another way, in that it helps students earn valuable safety tickets.
These safety tickets include H2S awareness, include confined space, transport of dangerous goods, WMIS, electrical awareness for first responders, natural gas awareness for first responders, fire prevention course, call it Getting to Know Fire. Along with that, the first responder with application to an EMR program and the Class 3 license.
Earning a Class 3 license means that should you secure a coveted spot on a local fire department, you may one day be one of the lucky few to drive the big red fire truck.
When you get the opportunity to do that, it's going to be probably a little bit nerve-wracking, a little bit of butterflies. You don't want to hurt the truck or crash or anything, but I'm sure when you park it and after a day of driving, it'll feel good.
Having passed his Class 3, Damon Richards may someday get his chance. Born in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan to a black father from Trinidad and Tobago and a Métis mother from Saskatchewan, Damon found growing up Métis difficult, but his father's hard work ethic and his mother's encouraging words helped, along with his inborn Métis determination.
It's nice to have somebody help you out here and there, but I like to earn things that I want and need, and my goals. I like to work hard towards them. I don't really necessarily take the easy route.
For women, it's definitely harder. The physical is probably your biggest challenge.
Vanessa Lusler's been guided by her own determination, words of encouragement from Judy Harvey, and support from her parents, especially her father, who's a career firefighter in White Rock, BC.
Even if you're a girl and you want to be a firefighter, just keep going through it.
Vanessa became the first Métis woman in the program and found it very rewarding.
I think it offers pretty much everything you need to get started to be a firefighter. Like, you get everything that you need for your resume when you're applying, all your credentials, it offers that, and it pays for everything, which is great because most people, a lot of people don't get into the field just because it's so expensive.
Growing up on Vancouver Island in the small community of Sydney, Corey Richards spent much of his time hiking, playing team sports, and on the water. He briefly worked for the Coast Guard, which he says taught him to think outside the box during rescue situations. And it was then that the seed was planted. He learned about the firefighting preparation program through the Victoria Métis Association.
I've been, steadily working throughout my years, and I've always been kind of interested in firefighting. I started volunteer training when I was younger, about 10 years ago, and then got through that, and then at a certain point in my life I kind of moved on and started traveling. And last year I did my basic survival training, which is marine firefighting, and it kind of brought back the whole firefighting thing, and this came up and I just jumped on it.
This is Edmonton Fire Rescue 1, known as the Big House. Among the team is the Fire Hall's latest addition, Michael Hudkins, who is also a graduate of Chief Kokotailo's class of 2008. He's one of the growing number of firefighting preparation program graduates who have made it.
When I first stepped in the doors, it's amazing. What's awesome, they threw your name on it.
After graduating in 2008, it took Michael Hudkins about a year and a half to fulfill his dream.
From the time you put in your application, it's anywhere from a year and 3 months to 2 years. It takes a long time. The process itself, you go through several stages, but once you're finally accepted and they say that, hey, we want to bring you on for training, it's probably the best feeling you'll ever have, because you've worked so hard for something, it's unreal.
Michael gives a huge amount of credit to the Métis Nation of Alberta Firefighting Preparation Program.
That program, it was amazing. It was really intense, and it was 3 months for myself worth of intense training every morning. You're physically working out, and you get the opportunity all day to study. And the person that did it was so in touch with what's going on in the department that it was such a valuable asset for me. It was really big.
A team of Edmonton's young recruits arrive at the training tower in North Edmonton. Flames are showing in a second-floor window. Here is where all Edmonton firefighters come to hone their skills to keep them in top form. It's also the training center for the MNA firefighting preparation graduates hired by the Edmonton Fire Rescue Service. They spend their first few months here to ensure that they're up to Edmonton Fire Rescue standards.
Because as you would imagine, they're all going to be quite anxious when they hit the floor first time. The individuals that work as a team, they have to solve problems, and sometimes they're not the atypical problem. It's something that comes out that they've never seen before.
Okay. Training in the tower helps these young recruits get a taste of what to expect while on the job. It'll give them the tools on how to assess a situation, plan, and solve problems. This is about as real as it gets, setting up ladders, slicing holes in the roof, gingerly opening windows to allow the thick black smoke to escape, cautiously feeling doors for heat before entering the unknown. But it's still going to pale in comparison to actually being out in the field, racing through the traffic along busy streets, trying to get to the scene as quickly and as safely as possible. Whether it's attending to a medical emergency, a hazardous gas spill, a residential fire, or a fire alarm coming from a major downtown office tower. While the science behind fighting a fire and the equipment have changed over the years, a fire is still a fire. Whether large or small, the flames are real, unpredictable, and dangerous, even for those who are trained. For a firefighter, letting down your guard is not an option, and that's why the firefighting preparation program is so important. It's yet another tool to ensure that the firefighters of tomorrow are armed with as much knowledge and skills as possible.
With approximately 1,100 firefighters in the city of Edmonton, it's anticipated within the next year that 60 senior firefighters will be ready for retirement. And as the baby boomers reach retirement age, that number is expected to accelerate. What it means is that there will be more and more opportunities for new recruits.
While in no way does the firefighting preparation program mean Métis applicants will receive preferential treatment when applying for a position as a professional firefighter, what it does ensure is that they understand the dedication needed to work towards success in whatever field they choose.
I don't think that program is just meant for getting on a fire department. It's definitely directed towards an emergency preparation, but it can open doors into all sorts of different avenues. Anywhere from, we were talking about dispatch earlier, that could be something that you might enjoy. Policing, there's a lot of opportunity to deal with maybe high stress situations that this program can allow a person to access.
It was just kind of open door, see what to expect. It's a step that I'm looking to potentially get into as a career firefighter.
Honestly, it's a challenge, but it's something you can definitely get through.
I'm proud to be Métis, and I don't know if I could say that before because I didn't know what it really was to be. But all these programs that the government has to offer is awesome. It makes you feel good about being yourself and being a Métis person, and it's a good thing.
You're going to get so many tickets under your belt, and we're going to be doing something special no matter what happens.
Where's the program going to go? How far would it evolve? I think the sky is the limit. I think that this could be a Canada-wide program. Possibly with 2 instruction centers. I hope it's going to be a big thing. I hope there's going to be a lot more interest. I'm looking forward to it. Good job, mate.
While the future looks bright for these graduates, the credit goes to hard work, guidance from mentors, and setting goals. But it all would not have been possible had it not been for a dream.